a sister that I'm very excited to chat with. She definitely is in alignment with the work that I do as well. So it's going to be an absolute honor to connect with her. She is Sister Taskeen from the UK, and she is an integrative healthcare practitioner, alhamdulillah, where she focuses on basically empowering women who have multiple roles, and also she helps them with their goals to get their body and mind into the best state of health and balance so they can be better equipped to respond to all kinds of stress that life throws their way. She believes in comprehensive approach to health that addresses the body, mind, emotion, energies, and consciousness to promote true well-being. A variety of services open up a world of possibilities, including pain relief, a sense of calm and clarity, improved relationships, increased energy levels, recovery from trauma, and enhanced coping mechanisms. Now, she is a work from home mum for mum of two, and I want to know more about her, and it's an absolute delight to see her on our screen. Assalamu alaikum, Taskeen, and welcome to our spotlight on urban women today.
Walaikum salam. Jazakallah for having me, Razia.
Barakallah. Now, I'm very excited. Share with me about your journey. How did you get into this whole integrative health? What prompted you? What inspired you? Share with us your journey.
I was just fascinated when I started learning about the potential we have as humans to heal ourselves and make those changes and affect our health by doing things, looking at our own bodies. I was just blown away. And I just knew that this is something I want to practice for myself, but also share with the world. And that's kind of how I started into this journey. Even though I was in corporate, I've been in marketing and project management roles for many years, but something about this just struck a chord with me, and I knew that one day this is something I want to be doing, and alhamdulillah, that time came.
Alhamdulillah, I do believe whatever you're meant to do, you will end up there. Like, I have studied many things, travel and tourism, become degree in HR, many things. And somehow, again, then I started cupping. And during that time, it's like something just spoke to me because people will just come and share everything. And in school, I always said I wanted to become a psychologist. Anyway, fast forward. It's like, Razia, you need to do more. And it's beautiful how, you and I, yes, we belong to the same Institute of Healing. And I love it. And I'm very honored to connect with you and speak your language. But Taskeen, everything, this is life, comes with its challenges. Share with us some of your challenges and how you manage to navigate through that, especially being a mum of two as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I started this before I was a mom. So those challenges were different, right? So when I first started my journey, this was now in 2000, when I started going full time, 2000 and what was it? 15, something like that. And in the UK, it was like, breaking into a completely new audience. I found that British people like to stick to what they know. So the challenge there became, okay, how do I introduce something very new to people? Everyone knows about, they know about alternatives, but the more common ones that you will hear about. So I had to really make myself known, think creatively. And what I then, it's all about, okay, finding routes around it. If one route is not working, what else can you do? This is what makes us resilient, and this is what helps us to move forward, not being stuck on something. So I actually just, when I wasn't having enough clients at the time because I was still building up, I used my time then to join professional organizations. Like, I joined our local complementary health network. And I said, hey, I've got some extra time on my hands. So I ended up shooting videos. I don't know, they put me in charge of YouTube. I set up their Google presence. And so I contributed my skill, used my marketing skills to contribute in that way. And I had to say to myself, I'm not doing exactly what I wanted, but I still feel like I'm doing something and I'm contributing and using my time in a worthwhile way. So that was the first, set of challenges in the early days.
Wow. You know how beautiful it is to know that where you just basically open yourself up and you are ready to it and you deep dived, and it's amazing how things just began to blossom and then open up, and that's wonderful. So share with us, what are your passions? What keeps you passionate and motivated to keep doing the work that you're doing?
I'm just fascinated and I'm so inspired by the women, alhamdulillah, that I work with. And when I see changes to their lives, and sometimes it's big and it's major, and those are cool, but it's those small day-to-day changes that
Yeah.
really pulls at my heart, because imagine making someone's day just that 1% even different, where they say, you know what, I came back, I woke up in the morning, I was feeling a bit calm, I didn't lose it with the kids. That's what I want to hear. So
Yeah.
this is what like keeps me going. And I love learning. I'm just obsessed about learning, alhamdulillah. Yes, I was that student in school, the slightly nerdy one, and that hasn't stopped. So in this world
Alhamdulillah.
of of learning about holistic health and the different aspects that make us who we are, there's just so much to learn. And the more I learn, and the more I feel like, oh, I just want to. It's like an ocean. I feel like I'm not never getting to. You know what it's like. You're just never getting to the bottom of it. So
Absolutely.
learning more is what keeps me going too.
We're not meant to stop. We know about the saying, seek knowledge from cradle to the grave. So keep going. And yes, the more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. And I think that's what inspires us to just keep going, keep learning. And I think we're always learning, even from people that we come in contact with, be it at our practices or be it outside, even from our children. People, we are like constantly learning. And especially, I think, when you deep dive into the whole world of the inner journey, the self transformation, knowing that if you want anything to change outwardly, it has to begin inside. Because if our lenses are pink, that's what we're going to see the world as. And, I make dua that people have the ability and that self love to allow themselves to step into that zone, allow themselves to heal from there. Because it was only when I started doing that, I think, obviously, you can't help. What do they say? You can't, a candle has to burn first, right? So it's so important for that. So again, as you're going through stuff, you learning, and then you're going out there and you're finding out more information. And it's just so fascinating and so beautiful. And to understand that how much comes in from our deen and how much the West has taken from our deen, and they've actually kind of owned it. And when you realize and you put that together, you're like, oh, why don't we just study our deen? It's so beautiful. But we keep ourselves so limited because we don't understand so much. So that's a great big takeaway. Taskeen, alhamdulillah, being a mom is so rewarding. The work that you're doing is so rewarding as well. But in our fast-paced life, let's be honest, as an urban woman, how do you manage? How do you get through your day? How do you get through cooking, to seeing to everything? You are in the UK as well. Share with us how you
Yes.
manage.
Yeah, that is always a big question. And you know what? I'm fascinated to hear how other moms manage as well. But what for me, what's important is planning and having a schedule. That's what keeps me grounded, and that's what keeps me on track. So I allocate. I have monthly plans, weekly plans, and this is what helps me, get direction for my week, and so that I'm not like fumbling and don't forget this and adding this. I know exactly what I need to be doing. I know where to put my time, because I find that when you have less time, you end up becoming more efficient because you just gotta, I've got a
Got it.
very short period of time. I gotta get this done very quickly. So
Mhm.
that's how I, manage things. And also, I'm really realistic. I decided long ago what my priorities are. My kids are really small. They're 6, 7. Okay, now they got a bit bigger now. But when I started, after the kids when they were babies and things, I put my work aside for me. And alhamdulillah, I had that luxury to be able to do that, right? Not everyone can do that, and I understand. But I
Mhm.
decided and I said, no, this is what I want to do, even though I missed it and I loved it. But I'd made a decision. And this is one thing I'd love, for women to take away, is that just own your decisions. We are making choices all the time. But then if we're going to be, at the back of our mind thinking, is this right? I know guilt comes in, and that's not avoidable. It's, as moms, it's
Mhm.
always there. But just own your choices. So I owned it for that time. But what I always said to myself, what kept me going, is that there will come a time. There will come a time. You'll get back to your work and you'll get back to doing what you want. And it might not look at the same because of your time constraints, but inshallah, you will be able to see that through. So this is the kind of ways I try to find balance in my time in my life.
Beautiful. And I think everybody needs to realize that it's almost like going into that shop with no grocery list. If I do that, obviously I'm coming out with things that I don't need, but I'm still not getting the things that I need. So a list and knowing exactly what you need to do is very important because, time there's no time. We basically make time. So as you said, you become very efficient when you are pressed for time because you know you need to get things done. And I love it. Own your choices, urban woman. Own your choices. And I think that's the best thing you can do. If you're a mum and you have little ones, that time is so important. If Allah Azza wa Jal blesses you with that ability to be a full-time mum, because before you know it, you're going to blink and they're already big. And it forms part of their building blocks, as you and I know from our work, which is so important. So that love that they get from the parents will always be part of how they consider how much they are loved as they grow up. Taskeen, what would you say? What is your advice to women that actually want to try and balance ambition together with family life?
So I think, anything can be done, firstly. Don't think that it's out of your reach, okay? That anything can be done. It's just that it might take certain sacrifices. You need certain skills within yourself, such as resilience, such as patience, because everything can't happen at the same time. So just know it's possible, but that you are willing to put whatever is required to make it happen. For example, at one stage in my life, I was becoming very frustrated when I was feeling like I had projects and I wanted to do certain things, and everything was just taking so long, and I feel like nothing was getting off the ground. And yet, my friend said to me, "Yeah, okay, but you've got a 3-year-old at home. What are you expecting here?" And then something hit me once, and I said, "You know what? Okay, fine." When back in corporate, we used to do these roadmaps where you plan for the future, and this is where you're going to be taking the brand and things. What I need is a roadmap. I took a page and a pen and I drew a roadmap of all the projects and all the things that I want to do. And instead of trying to do it all in that year, in that month, sometimes I was doing crazy things like that. I planned it out for like 18 months. I said, okay, this is what I'll do for the next 2 years. And it actually made me feel so relieved. It made me feel like, okay, it'll come in its own time. It's just not coming there, but you are making this choice, again, owning it. And actually, that took a weight off my head. And I felt like, okay, this is doable. I can manage this. So it's perspective. Try and change your perspective when you are looking at how can I make things happen. Especially, I'm talking from a point of view of having small children. These are the kind of things that I've learned the hard way, but that I would love to share with people too.
Alhamdulillah. It's so beautiful. And it's so important also that we realize our own journey. As you knew what worked for you, what's in your toolbox, how resilient you can be, how you need to time things out. So be realistic as well. Thank you so much, Taskeen. It's been so wonderful connecting with you all the way in the UK. I really thought you had a bit of an accent, but nothing coming through there, innit? So do you imitate them? Not yet, but your kids will have that. So that will be fascinating. How old are they, if I may ask?
6 and 7.
Yeah. I can only imagine how they speak. MashaAllah. And we just want to ask you, as we wrap up, your take-home message for our urban women listeners this morning.
I guess it's, believe in yourself. Believe in your ability to make things happen, and try and quieten the noise from what's coming from outside. And also you're focusing on what's going on. What is this one saying? How can I make this one happy? Or, am I going to ruffle feathers? Just focus on yourself, and within yourself, you have whatever it takes. It's there. Sometimes it just needs some work to be able to get to it. But start focusing on what you want, what you can deliver, and what you want to do in the world.
Absolutely. The power is absolutely in you, as Louise Hay says. So wonderful connecting with you, Taskeen. Until we connect again, have yourself a lovely day. Keep doing the amazing work that you're doing. Impact those lives, because as you said, even though it may seem like something so small and subtle, it's the impact, obviously, that then happens, that ripple effect that happens, how people inside to feel about themselves and in the world at large. Allah Azza wa Jal reward you for the wonderful work that you're doing. And until we connect again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And that was Taskeen Jamal, all the way in UK, chatting with us. She's from Balance Bliss, and I'm from Balance.